Number 10 on the most deadly volcanoes of history would be one of my least favorite volcanoes. It is the Mauna Loa volcano, one of 5 volcanoes that make up the state Hawaii. Mauna Loa has been erupting regularly in the past 700,000 years. Its last eruption was in 1984. The eruption was really big and the lava flow was really fast. Although it did not get near any buildings. Another rare but potentially more devastating hazard posed by Mauna Loa is the potential of a massive landslide triggered by collapse of the volcano's flanks. I chose this volcano as number 10 because it is one of my least favorite volcanoes. Number 9 on the most deadly volcanoes of history is the Taal volcano. The Taal volcano is a cinder cone volcano. It is located on the island of Luzon, Philippines, where it lies at the middle of the Lake Taal. It lies just 31 miles from Manila, the capital of the Philippines, and home to 1.6 million people. There were 33 eruptions that were recorded of the Taal volcano since 1572. Throughout those 33 eruptions, there were an approximate of 5,000 to 6,000 casualties. I chose this volcano as number 9 because it was less like the Mauna Loa volcano. Is Ulaan in Papua New Guinea. There have been 22 eruptions recorded at Ulaan since the 1700s. In recent years, the activity at Ulaan has been consistent, with local residents constantly witnessing relatively small explosions that deposit ash and lava in the surrounding areas. One terrifying fact about this volcano is that because of its unstableness and size, there might be a possibility of the structure collapsing, which would cause an eruption up to hundreds of square kilometers of destruction. I chose this volcano for rank 8 because it felt like it was deserved it. Number 7 of this list is Mount Nyiragongo of the Democratic Republic of Congo. It is to be said that Mount Nyiragongo is one of the most active volcanoes in the entire continent of Africa. From 1894 to 1977, Nyiragongo summit crater was filled with a large active lava lake. When the falls of the crater fractured on January 10, 1977, the lava drained within an hour, causing massive lava flows of over 60 miles per hour. 6 on this list is Mount Merapi of Indonesia. Translated, Mount Merapi means mountain of fire, an apt name for the most active volcano in Indonesia, and a mountain that was produced more lava flow than any volcano in the world. Mount Merapi has erupted regularly since 1548 and has been active for the last 10,000 years. I chose this not because of the number of people it killed, but because of how close it is to this volcano of Colombia. I chose this volcano as my middle ranked volcano because I do not love or hate this volcano, but I do think this volcano should be noticed. Located in southern Colombia near the border with Ecuador, Galeras has been active for at least 1 million years. It erupts frequently, and its recorded eruption dating back to 1580. More alarming is the fact that a city of 450,000 residents, the city of Pasto, lies on its eastern slope. Next is Sakurajima of Japan. This composite volcano in Japan was once its own island, but lava flows in its 1914 eruption caused it to connect to the mainland. Every year, thousands of small explosions come from Sakurajima's peak, throwing up ash over the surrounding areas. However, a major eruption could have deadly consequences to the 700,000 residents of Kagoshima, who live just miles from the volcano. The cities even have special volcano shelters where people can go take cover from falling debris. I choose this because I like Japan. Is Popocatépetl of Mexico. Popocatépetl is a large glacier-covered peak that lies around 35 miles from Mexico City. Around 9 million people live within Popocatépetl radius, and it has erupted more than 20 times since 1519. It last erupted in 2000. Thankfully, preventative evacuation of 41,000 people from surrounding towns prevented a major catastrophe. Who on the list is Mount Vesuvius in Campania. Italy has a history of activity that makes it one of the world's most dangerous volcanoes. It last erupted in 1944, but it usually has an eruption cycle of just 20 years. Moreover, 3 million people live relatively close to the great crater, as it sits just 5 miles east of Naples. This makes it the most densely populated volcanic region in the entire world. Mount Vesuvius is the only volcano to be erupted on the European mainland. Within the last 100 years, is probably most famous for its massive eruption in 79 AD, when it buried the cities of Herculaneum and Pompeii. Last but not least, number 1, the deadliest volcano in history, would be the Yellowstone caldera in the United States. The bubbling sulfuric hot springs and erupting geysers of Yellowstone National Park have long attracted tourists from far and wide. The park is breathtakingly beautiful and awe-inspiring, but underneath the beauty of Yellowstone lies a supervolcano that has the potential to wipe out the western United States and alter the course of human history. I chose this volcano not because of its location, but because it has potential power of mass destruction.